Hello, today I am going to talk about Lord of the Rings. So watch and listen. I love Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. I have really good memories of these films. Lord of the Rings is 3 films: the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King. And these 3 movies tell one single story. This was big news, and everybody knew this. The films were being shot at the exact same time in New Zealand, which meant that they could come out one year after another. Now, I remember going to the cinema to watch The Fellowship of the Ring, and at the end of the movie, now this is only the first third of the entire story, so the movie ended and the Fellowship split up, and Frodo and Sam were away to Mordor, but they hadn't even got to Mordor yet, and the film ended and the credits came down, and a man behind us stood up in the cinema and said, "Was that it? That didn't make any sense at all." Now, he thought this was a standalone movie. He didn't know there were 2 more movies to come. I remember finding this quite funny. And another thing I remember about that night was, because it was my birthday, my friends and I went to a restaurant to get pizza and ice cream to celebrate my birthday and to talk about the movie. And we ate a lot of pizza, and there was an ice cream machine, so we could help ourselves to ice cream. And I was quite young, and my friends were quite young and stupid, so we ate a lot of ice cream, loads of ice cream. And after we finished, we went outside, and 2 of my friends puked in the car park. Not very nice. So anyway, I really like the Lord of the Rings movies, and the movies are based on a book, The Lord of the Rings, by J.K. Tolkien. I actually watched the movies before I read the book, because the book is quite advanced. It is written at quite a high level, so I didn't really understand or find it interesting when I was younger. But the movies were made for a young audience and an older audience, so I watched the movies first, and then after, when I grew up and I was a bit better at reading, I read the books. Now, the books are very long, and I actually preferred the movies. Now, J.R. Tolkien also wrote another book, The Hobbit. Now, The Hobbit is more of a children's book, and I remember really enjoying The Hobbit. And I actually read The Hobbit after Lord of the Rings. But The Hobbit is actually a prequel to Lord of the Rings. It is about Bilbo Baggins, who is also in Lord of the Rings. But The Hobbit is about his adventures with Smaug, the dragon, and this happened before the events of Lord of the Rings with Frodo. I really liked The Hobbit, the book. I thought it was more enjoyable to read than Lord of the Rings. However, now there are movies based on The Hobbit, the book. There is a trilogy, and this I think is strange, because The Hobbit is a small book and they made 3 big movies about it, whereas Lord of the Rings is a big book and they also made 3 movies. So in my opinion, they should have made a much shorter movie for The Hobbit. Another thing I liked about Lord of the Rings was that they were all filmed in New Zealand. Now, New Zealand is a really cool place. It looks amazing. It looks so good in the movies. However, before they chose to film in New Zealand, they were actually looking at Scotland here, which would have been cool to see Scotland in these movies. However, they didn't film in Scotland. And now, even though I am older, I still watch these movies. I still really enjoy The Lord of the Rings, and they remind me of going to the cinema for my birthday with my friends to see these movies, and they remind me of when we went and ate pizza and ice cream and my friends puked in the car park. Anyway, that is all about Lord of the Rings for now. Thank you for watching and for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.